Hello, I'm Tracy Eno. I'm representing Calvert Citizens for a Healthy Community. We are a group of residents working to protect the health, safety, and quality of life of Calvert citizens from the impacts of the Dominion Cove Point gas plant. Last week I asked you two simple questions. Number one, what is the future of our Cove Point Park and why is it related to Dominion's project? Number two, what is the status of our Cove Point evacuation road? For the record, no one has given us any answers or attempted to contact me with any information, so I'm not going to give you more requests, but actually just a news briefing. But why am I curious about Dominion's plans for the town, for the town of Lusby? Basically because of their track record. Newsflash, did you know that Dominion Resources is being sued for $40 billion? Not a typo, not million, not four, $40 billion. Here's an example of their behavior and what's happening in the town of Chesapeake, Virginia. An article in Courthouse News Service published on December 11th says, Dominion is being sued for $40 billion. And for perspective, that's about 10 times the amount that they're investing here for the largest project in Maryland's history. The owner of Battlefield Golf Course sued Virginia's largest utility, Dominion Resources, for over $40 billion. They claim the utility lied to them as they proceeded to build a golf course out of 1.5 million tons of coal ash. What the heck does Dominion have to do with golf courses? Dominion owns coal-burning power plants, which produce enormous quantities of coal ash that need to be disposed of or used. So Dominion was looking for a cost-effective way to dispose of their coal ash and hired a company called CPM to find out where to put it. CPM had previously used coal ash successfully for a golf course in Pennsylvania. CPM says it was able to rely on that coal ash producer for accurate information on the quality and suitability for the project. Dominion expressed an interest in doing the same thing, and the Battlefield Golf Course site was chosen. Here's what's interesting. Dominion then lobbied the Chesapeake City Council, which had jurisdiction over the site, to grant it an exemption to the rules requiring that coal ash be disposed of in a lined landfill. But as the planning on the golf course proceeded, CPM says, it began to have concerns. Namely, it was troubled by Dominion's refusal to provide copies of environmental studies done on the site. Dominion provided assurances that the environmental reports indicated that there was no risk of environmental contamination with toxic or hazardous chemicals. In fact, Dominion insisted that the compounds were, quote, safe as dirt. However, upon testing their drinking water, results showed that more than double the amount of arsenic then allowed as safe drinking water limit, and high levels of chromium, lead, beryllium, manganese, and zinc were found. We have arsenic problems in the Ranch Club. A subsequent study found water quality impacts in the shallow groundwater beneath the site would persist for 200 years or more. That's commissioners' photos all the way around that wall, that wall, that wall, and out the door. Dominion is also accused of endangering CPM employees exposed to high ammonia levels because they didn't have proper protective equipment. CPM alleges that toxic chemicals from the coal ash have contaminated the golf course property to such an extent that it will require complete remediation and removal. They are ending up with a coal ash dumping ground instead of the promised golf course. These issues are too familiar. Dominion asking local government for exemptions, saying it's completely safe, endangering employees, and then breaking promises. All I'm asking for you today is that you carefully consider who we're dealing with and how you're going to take extra steps to protect the safety and health of residents for Calvert County. We continue to ask for a safety study, a community meeting to plan our evacuation route, and a more effective way of communicating with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Eno. Okay. Mr. Jones?